it's really special to just kind of know where you come from. I'm not going to be on Oxy at 19 years. I found this photo of my parents. Talk about big dick energy. But I'm really proud of myself, including this. So for date night tonight, we are going to Dave & Buster's. Okay, since we're gonna be playing games and moving around a lot, I'm actually gonna combine the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body with the L'Oreal Lumi Glotion. I want something thin and glowy, but light. Also, in cleaning and organizing my makeup drawers, I ended up finding like some of my tools that I've had for years and kind of lost or just like stopped using. I don't know. Just makes me feel like such a professional when I use like tools like this. I'm actually Picasso. So yeah, Josh is towards the end of his semester and he is working on his final this week. So it's been pretty intense for him. I was like, you just need to decompress. Like you need to just have some fun, not talk about how stressed you are because I know you just need to let loose and have some fun. All right, I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible concealers. I actually really love these. I've been using these all week. I can actually combine these. So I'm gonna use 360 Cashmere as an inner corner sort of brightener. I know that's a lot of concealer. That's more concealer than I normally use, but trust the process. And then I'm gonna use 380 Pecan. This one has some peach undertones to it to kind of even it out. So it'll be bright on the inner corner and then, you know, thin out naturally even on the inside. I don't know. Now, you know me, I'm not normally a full coverage glam type of gal, but I do love playing with makeup and just seeing where it could take us. Do my upper lid too, whatever. Oh my God, you guys, I have like marks on my face because I took a nap earlier. I took a nap after work around 4:30. I was just like, I'm tired. I'm done. Okay, she's bright, but don't be afraid. I'm gonna take the brush I just used for my foundation, kind of blend that in. You see the difference? Ooh, I should take a nap every day. I have so much energy right now. And then just to make sure I don't have any like excess that's gonna really crease under there, I'm just gonna go in with my finger, warm it up, and just kind of remove any excess that might be sitting there. Stunning. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys. I've taken up running literally this week. So this past Monday was Marathon Monday, which in Boston is probably one of the most inspiring weekends of the year. So inspiring to see people from literally all over the world come to run this marathon and like pay respects at the memorial and just, you know, really push their limits. And I know I'm not alone. I know there are plenty of other people too, because I've seen it all over TikTok and even just in talking with some of my friends in person. We're like, are we gonna run a marathon? Are we gonna become runners? One thing I've learned in life is never say never. You never know what the universe is going to challenge you with. And I personally never was a runner, never have been a runner, don't have the genes for running, as I like to put it. But my husband has done the Couch to 5K before, and it's always interested me. It's never been something that I thought I could do, mostly because my doctors have advised me against it. When I was 19, I found out that I had 2 degenerative discs in my lower back that were bulging. So not only were they deteriorating, they were kind of like bulging out. And the best way I can describe it to you is basically you have your discs in your spine, right? So you have your discs in your spine, and then in those discs, let me get my visuals here, you have these like sacs of fluid that essentially prevent the discs, I'll fold this over, they like prevent the discs from like touching each other, which is incredibly painful. The fluid in here also helps with shock absorption, right? So just keeping your spine healthy so you can bounce up and down. I'm not a doctor, I'm just trying to explain to you the way it was explained to me. If this is your spine, the fluid is like sticking out and putting pressure against my spine. Now, when I say incredibly painful, I don't mean, oh my gosh, ouch, it hurts, I can't exercise. I mean, I literally could not walk for more than 5 minutes at a time without collapsing. At 19, that's petrifying, right? Especially because at that time, I was literally in the best shape of my life. I was doing sprint intervals in the gym. I was working at a summer camp with like 7 and 8-year-olds, like running around all day. I was in the gym 7 days a week. Like by the time I went back to school, I had lost 35 pounds. But towards the end of summer, when I found out about this injury and was asking, what are my options? Like, how do I get better? How do I just resume, you know, being so active? They said, you probably never will. We'll prescribe you Oxy for the rest of your life and send you to counseling to make sure you don't get addicted. And I said no. I said there's gotta be something else besides just putting me on drugs at 19 years old with no other option. And they were like, well, physical therapy probably isn't gonna work for you with how severe your injury is. Needless to say, I went and got a second opinion from a different doctor. Lo and behold, 4 months of physical therapy and I went back to normal. Like not only could I walk again, I could lift heavy, I could do everything I was doing before this injury. But my physical therapist did make it clear to me that this is a lifelong injury and the exercises you do in PT, you have to do for the rest of your life to keep the muscles around your injury strong. But now at 31, I am way more militant about my self-care and my physical therapy. Anyways, all this to say, I'm not running a marathon, but I genuinely believe that I could run a 5K. So I started week 1 of Couch to 5K this week. If you've never done Couch to 5K before, it's essentially a very slow building block to a 5K. So this week 1, I have 3 running sessions, 20 minutes total each, with intervals. So I'm running 1 minute, walking 1 minute. Side note, when I was cleaning up my vanity and organizing, I found this Sephora mascara. This is the Size Up Extra Volume mascara in brown. This was like $10. I have no recollection of buying this. I'm not even gonna lie. But this mascara is truly giving my YSL mascara a run for its money. Like I'm not even kidding. Look at this. Look at this volume. That's 1 coat. But that is also the power of having a primer for your mascara, is it allows the mascara to grab every lash and helps with holding the curl. Some blush from my Hourglass palette. Something light because I only have my Merit Cream Blush. Blush. Take a little bit of the Hourglass highlighter and just put it on the first half of my lid. I do, you know me, I normally do the Dior Backstage one, but I don't want something as golden, as bright, you know what I mean? Like as metallic, that's the word. I don't want something as metallic. I'm gonna go once over with my L'Oreal Infallible Blur Powder. Guys, I love this. Not as a setting powder, but as a finishing powder. I'm gonna use the Makeup by Mario Lip Balm. It's a clear gloss. That's cute, yeah. All right, I've got about an hour before Josh gets home, so I'm gonna edit last week's vlog, which is up. If you haven't seen it already, I'll leave it linked here. Friday, we have made it to the weekend. A little concerned waking up today about how sore I was gonna be because I did my run yesterday. And surprisingly, I'm not sore in my legs. I'm actually sore in my upper back. Like it's really weird. I stopped to pick up lunch at Moe's and my last stop is the grocery store. I just have some vegetables to pick up and some milk. So I'm gonna grab my lunch, hit up the grocery store, and then head back home and start preparing how I wanna do my spring closet clean out. I've kind of already started because there's just like pile of clothes in my bedroom of like, okay, these are sweatpants that I'm putting away. This is stuff I'm gonna donate. So it's kind of like a war zone. Okay, I'm actually gonna stop recording right now because there's a car that's trying to park next to me and I don't need them to see me recording. Okay. Alright, I literally just grabbed a couple of things that we needed for this week. So I got some green beans, then I got some asparagus, some heavy whipping cream, which I use for ice cream, but also I use this to make butter. If you didn't know, you just need a cup of heavy whipping cream and preferably an electric mixer. Just put it on like low speed for like 10 minutes and you have butter. And then this is one of my favorite times of year because Polar starts releasing their summer seltzer flavors. So I got this one to try. This is passion fruit au guava. I haven't tried that one before. And then they have this strawberry cream one. Big pack, strawberry watermelon. These are one of my favorites. So grabbed some Captain Crunch because this is Josh's favorite and he has his final coming up this week. So I just wanted him to have a little sweet treat to enjoy. My Gymshark package has also arrived. I just wanted to pick up a couple of things for running. And then I also got a pair of running shorts for Josh. Josh! Yeah. They're tiny though. Tiny. They're tiny. That's like one of the reasons I don't really like running shorts is because they're like shorty shorts.
Oh, you are short.
I'm like, I don't need all that hanging out. Oh, okay, wait.
Yeah.
Wow. You okay? Talk about big dick energy. Okay. Are you sure you can run with those? I'm not showing this on camera. Get off camera. It's for my eyes only. What the heck? Are they comfortable?
Yeah.
Do you like jumping jacks?
Yeah, they're stretchy. So.
Okay. You want to keep them? You want me to return them for a bigger size? What do you think?
I'll keep these.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a good size.
Yeah, that's why I only got one pair because I didn't know how they were gonna fit. Those are slim fit.
Oh wow, that explains.
All right, I've already done one bin. I've got a bag of things I'm gonna donate so far, and then I'm switching out my like jeans and heavy pants. And then I have to tackle the rest of my closet. But at least I've got one bin done for today. It started. I feel like starting is always the hardest part. So we're there. I just have to keep going. Good morning. It's a little rainy out today, which does change my plans. I was gonna go to the farmer's market, but I don't want to go outside. I also was planning to go to the track to do my last run for this week, but I have my walking pad, so I can do it on there. Josh is working this morning, so after I do my run, I think I'm just gonna edit videos until I head out to see my brothers. Was not enough sunscreen. Hello! I can say that I have successfully cleaned out my closet. I have 5 bags of clothes to donate. Cleaning out my closet is something that used to really bother me, and now it's something that I kind of look forward to because in a way, my wardrobe has become much more solidified. Like, I don't want to say I have like a capsule wardrobe necessarily, but I'm very confident in like what my wardrobe is supposed to look like and what I want it to look like and what I want to have, so that way I can mix and match pieces, you know? I don't really have a lot of statement pieces. Mostly yesterday I'm just like going through things. I'm like, I haven't worn this in a year, I'm not wearing this. I didn't wear this season, I'm not wearing this. Like, this doesn't fit me right, I don't want this. This still has the tags on it and I haven't worn it, I'm not gonna wear it anytime soon. So 5 bags of clothes to donate. That in and of itself is like 2 wardrobes. But I'm really proud of myself. I did that in like 3 hours. So, job well done. Okay, so these are the 4 bags, and then that 5th one under there that has like, it's like half full. And then all of that I have to put into my drawers now. And then I also switched out our bedding. So we used to have a duvet and satin sheets. And so now that it's getting warmer, we have linen, organic linen. It has to be organic. That's the only way you get the full benefits. Organic linen sheets, and then just a quilt on top. And I put away our duvet. I'm headed to my brother's, but as you can see, I have all of the bags to donate back here. So probably get like 2 bags in here, but whatever I don't fit, there's another one a little further down the street. So let me put these in there. I got all of them in there. They must have like just emptied it this week or something, but all right, the deed is done. This is Max. Hi, Max. Hi. What is he, a Chihuahua?
We think Pinscher, Chihuahuas.
Hi. And this little thing over here is Dobby. No, I'm just kidding. What's her name again?
Coco.
Coco. Hi, Coco. You know who I am. You remember me. Oh, jealous. We're getting jealous. Right, Mia? Hi. Oh, sibling rivalry is happening. We went and got subs. I got a small steak and cheese. All right, this is it. And Marcos got a 1 pound. A 1 pounder. Do you see the size difference? I found this photo of my parents in the attic, and I just feel that it's too iconic to stay in the attic, so we put it inside of one of the other photos here, and we're gonna wait to see how long it takes our parents to notice. Found some cool stuff up there, including this! Oh my God.
Put it away.
Good morning. This came out phenomenal. The matcha that I use is organic and it's ceremonial matcha, so it's the really good stuff. A lot of the times the matcha you get at cafes and such isn't high quality matcha, which is why it doesn't taste very good. Anyways, I was showing Josh some of the pictures I found yesterday at my parents' house. Also, if you've been watching the vlogs since the very beginning, you know that I am no contact with my mom. So they're on a cruise right now and my brother is house sitting for them. So I was like, I'll go over, hang out with them, meet the new puppies, which, as you saw, adorable. But also we were just going through like old photos. This one is so funny to me. I figured I'd show you guys too. So this was when we went to Disney World. That's the one in Florida, right? This is when we went to Disney World in 2003. I look exactly the same, right? Just kidding. This is my other brother, Andy, when he was a kid. This was at my quinceañera, my sweet 15. In 2008, he was probably like 10, 12, I wanna say, I don't know. And then this photo, this was taken when I was in college. So Andy, who's not in the picture, was doing like futbolito at the Gillette Stadium, which is like a summer soccer thing. So that's me, that's Marcos, who you met last night. That's our cousin Narvi, our uncle. And then this guy here in the background, that is who my parents tried to set me up with when I was in college. I had just gotten out of a really bad breakup and my parents didn't know that, but he did. And he's a family friend, and long story short, he was on a baseball scholarship in Kansas, which I was like, what is a Dominican man doing in Kansas? And then I was like, I can't date a Dominican man because if you know, you know. And they kept like touting him around to all of these events that we would go to and be like, oh yeah, we're bringing Jeffrey. And I would completely ignore him because I'm like, I'm not gonna give him the wrong idea. And also like, I'm not interested. And I needed like my parents to see that I was not interested. They'd be like, you're being rude. And I'm like, no, you're being rude. Like, you're being rude by like telling him that I'm interested in him when I'm not. You're rude. And then this photo is very near and dear to my heart, but I'm gonna show it to you. So this is in Juncos, Puerto Rico. This is the land that my mom grew up on, where my great aunt and uncle still live. And it's also the property that everybody was like part of the land that you're gonna see. This is part of the land that my family was fighting over in Puerto Rico. So my great grandfather left the land to my mom because she was his favorite. He didn't leave it to his daughters, his sons. He left it to his granddaughter, my mother. And everybody started attacking my mom. Like, it became really ugly. And my parents were like, you know what? We don't live in Puerto Rico. We don't want any part of this situation. And so they just sold the land off to other family members. But this picture in particular holds a lot of significance, right? So like over, I'm trying to see, over this, on this side is like my aunt and uncle's house, the farm, like everything. And then like more over here is like their garden and like patio and stuff. But this here, This was my mother's house. And then they knocked it down because they're gonna do stuff with it. So they knocked it down and we went to go like kind of see it because my mom wanted to, but this is very, very special picture to me because these are my mom's roots. This is where everything began for my mom. And I think that's really special to just kind of know where you come from. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I also found my 8th grade yearbook. We'll get into that another time. I have some editing to do. I have to get the vlog up today. You can go ahead and watch last week's vlog if you want to catch up.